Hello, and welcome to the first episode of Drophead Studio Show. I'm your host and designated driver, Brent. Now, this show will be split into two different topics. Number one, automotive, and number two, football, or what we Americans call soccer. Now, you may be asking yourself, how does this guy have the knowledge or experience in these topics? Well, my friends, here's my background into both subjects. Gather around, for I have a story to tell you. The year was 2006, and I had just passed my driver's test and had a full-blown license. At that time, I had just got a sweet 1999 Chevy Cavalier two-door. I started going to car shows, car meets, and started wrenching a little as well. Now, the Cavalier was definitely not my first choice. My first choice was a Subaru WRX. I remember riding the bus in middle school and saw a sweet bug-eye wagon with a very loud exhaust. Now that Boxer rumble that day made me fall in love. Just a year after having the Cavalier, I ended up picking up an old 2.5 RS Impreza. This started my love even more for Subaru. I was member number 6 for CNY Subies, and we grew from about 20 that first year up into about 1,100 currently. During this time of growing the community, I also helped out at car shows, autocrosses, and drift events. This also started my love for photography. Once I graduated high school, I ended up picking up a cheap DSLR and taking my shots at, car events and anything that I was at that point. My time in the car community has brought out many friends that I now consider family. We have all gone through highs and lows with each other, seen loved ones leave, and new ones born. Now, with my love for photography starting, I did a dual major in college. Any chance I had, I would do projects on car-related items. One of my final projects ended up being a time-lapse of driving at different times of the day. This was my start in the video realm overall. After graduating with my associate's degree, I decided on going for a bachelor's in photojournalism. With this one, I don't even know how it was even possible, but I fell even more in love with photography. I was able to tell stories with photographs. I experimented a lot during this time in working with photos, audio, and full-on video. I worked a lot with war veterans and telling their experiences of the tolls of war on their lives as well as others. Now, my senior year, we had a thesis, and instead of what the teachers thought I was going to do, which was another veteran story, I ended up doing a full documentary on grassroots drifting in the Northeast called For the Love, Not the Fame. This was to show how these guys dedicate every spare minute and dollar on their cars to get to the next event.
How could you not love it? How could you not love that? High-powered cars going sideways, burning their tires off, potential for hitting other cars. Everybody loves a good crash, How could you not love that?
I live in a house with about 6 other people that 3 of them drift, the other 3 just love cars, so we're always doing something. I mean, if it's not working on the 240, it's working on the Mark III Supra. If it's not working on that, it's working on another 240, just constantly wrenching on a car. Right now I basically have just a stock 240. It's K24DE, completely stock. It has J30 VLSD with K-Sport coilovers, Godspeed rear control arms, and ISIS tow rods.
Now, throughout this time, my love for soccer was reborn. The love fizzled in high school, but ended up coming back when I joined La Barra Brava and supporting DC United in the MLS. The beer showers, the jumping, the yelling, and the singing brought a whole different family to my life. During this time, I ended up starting playing again at a very high level in the DC area. I mainly played striker or center back. Now, the center back position was a fairly long story for another time on how that came to be. Now, my goal with this video series is to get more people to understand soccer and car culture in the United States. I don't feel like these two will be combined at all, and they will most likely be split into two different shows overall. You know, one covering the MLS Premier League side, even international, as you can see with Germany shirt on, and then also DC United, West Ham United. Those are my two absolute favorite teams. And then it will be split off as well into the automotive side, whether it's news coming out or, you know, different roads that I've driven on that I think are amazing. Just random different things, you know, best cars to buy, etiquette at car shows, car meets, stuff on that order, so on and so forth. So hopefully you stay on this journey with me, and let's see where this takes us. Let's see what this ride goes with. That sucked. I will start that again and again and again.